If you've studied Warren Buffett's method of value investing, you may also know something about Charlie Munger. He's pretty smart. He was accepted to law school without an undergrad degree, and in 1959 he met Warren Buffett at a dinner party. The two were fast friends, and Munger went on to become the chairman of Berkshire Hathaway. Munger advises people to read and give away copies of a book called Influence. Astute followers of his may know this, and I want to cover the most important point from the book and also reveal an insight about persuasion that Munger didn't discuss until the very end of a lecture he gave on this subject over 20 years ago. I think the point he made is very often overlooked even by close followers of his. By the end of this video, you'll know something about persuasion and investing that you don't know now. I think some of these ideas might make a real difference to you, and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks, and let's get right to it. The Psychology of Persuasion was written by Robert Cialdini in 1984. Not long after the book's publication, Cialdini received a package in the mail. It contained a personal note from Charlie Munger. He had read and enjoyed Influence and immediately recognized the decision-making errors highlighted by Cialdini are also made by investors. The package included 1 share of Berkshire Hathaway stock along with Munger's personal phone number and an invitation to come to the next Berkshire Hathaway annual meeting. Thus began a 25-year friendship. Here are the main forms of influence and persuasion covered in the book. I'll come back to a lot of these later, but one of the most important ones to highlight is the one at the very end, incentives. If you can understand what motivates a person or a group, it's much easier to influence them. And Munger understands that. Investors are affected by these psychological tricks as well, and it's one of the things that creates bubbles. When people see the price of a stock run up, they have a strong incentive not to miss out. They want to take part in the profits and join their friends or colleagues in making money. This can often lead to ill-informed or reckless behavior. Munger points this out. So which one of these persuasion methods is the most influential or the most important? Skip to the end of the video and I'll tell you. Actually, let's get into it right now. The psychological impact from combining these techniques or stacking them together makes the effect multiplied or at least added. A combination of these techniques greatly increases the power to change somebody's behavior. Munger is known for using a term called the Lollapalooza Effect, which basically means when you have anywhere from 2 to 4 different forces all driving an investment in the same direction, then you've really got movement and you've got something. Said a different way, one persuasive technique may not be that effective, but many techniques stacked on top of each other can literally create a persuasion kill shot, which is very hard not to be influenced by. The same thing applies to investment criteria. Let's take a quick look at the criteria or stack that Munger and Buffett use to make investment decisions. It's powerful too. So here's a list of the criteria that Buffett and Munger have developed to analyze whether or not they'd like to make an investment in a stock or in a company. You'll notice that it's pretty short. They want to deal with businesses they're capable of understanding. And they want to look for companies with intrinsic characteristics which give them a durable competitive advantage. They also want to find a management team that has integrity and talent. And finally, they need to pay a price that makes sense and gives them a margin of safety. It's funny, Munger says that the reasons their ideas haven't spread faster is that they're just too simple. People don't believe it could be this easy. Let's take a look at one of Berkshire's most successful investments. Berkshire Hathaway is famous for making investments in companies like Dairy Queen or See's Candy, and also Coca-Cola. Everyone's had a Coke. That's easy to understand. So here's a question. Would you drink less Coke if the price went up by 1 cent? Well, Coke sells about 2 billion beverages each and every day. So if Coke were to raise the price by 1 penny, that would amount to $20 million a day or $7.5 billion of additional annual income. That's real pricing power, also known as a competitive advantage, due to brand recognition, distribution, product loyalty, all of those things. Berkshire believed that the price was cheap relative to Coke's future earnings potential, and they were right. At one time, Berkshire was buying nearly 1/3 of all the trading volume in Coke on any given trading day. Buffett also owns Apple today, and 217 million iPhones were sold in 2018. If you added $20 to the price of an iPhone, which isn't so much, that would create an additional $4.3 billion of income for Apple. Back to the psychology of persuasion for a second. You always need to be asking yourself, am I doing this because I want to? Or am I being influenced or compelled to do something I don't necessarily want to do? Think about buy one, get one free, or how you behave when you're handed a free sample at the store, or a gift on the street, or even a coupon. You're given a gift in advance, and oftentimes you reciprocate with a purchase. Munger discusses how Sam Walton, the founder of Walmart, wouldn't let his purchasing agents take a handkerchief from a salesman because he knows that subconsciously there's a tendency for reciprocity, and he doesn't want his employees to be affected by those gestures. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate your support. I hope this is interesting and that you're finding value in these comments and with this video. But please leave me a comment or hit like or subscribe. I would really appreciate the feedback. Here's another form of psychological persuasion, and it's called social proof. You see it all the time on social media. If a video has a lot of views or a lot of likes, it may be something that you should watch or that you should like yourself. Some of the greatest frauds in the stock market, like Valiant or Enron, were driven by powerful social enforcement. Investors think to themselves, well, if other smart people are buying, like hedge funds, I want to be smart too. I want to buy that stock. And that's the type of self-reinforcing behavior that creates bubbles and causes the price of a security to get out of whack with its fundamentals. So you should always ask yourself, am I making this investment decision or any decision for a sound reason, or am I doing it because everybody else is? So let's take a look at what happens when you stack some of these persuasion techniques. Stacking is so powerful that joining a gym in the new year is literally like a meme. So reciprocation, okay, if we give you a free month off, would you sign up today? How about rejection and then retreat? Okay, how about a 12-month commitment? You don't want to do a 12-month commitment? What if we let you sign up month to month? Would that be better? Consistency. You said you wanted to lose 20 pounds this year. Isn't that right? Social proof. Look at everybody who joins our gym. They all lose weight. Scarcity. Well, we're only running this one promotion for the first week in January. After that, you've got to pay the full price. This is a full stack or Lollapalooza of techniques that gyms use to get people to sign up early in the year, and it definitely works. People sign up for new gym memberships all the time. There's nothing wrong with signing up for a gym, but just be on the lookout for those influences in your life. We're almost at the end of the video, so I thought I would give one of Munger's favorite examples of incentives and how powerful they can be when it comes to influencing people or even a group of people. One of his favorite cases is Federal Express. And the heart and soul of the Federal Express system is that all of their packages need to be processed in one central location each night. And the packages need to be processed fast. So they were having problems with employees who basically weren't getting the work done in time. And they tried everything. They tried moral suasion. They tried everything in the world that they could. And finally, Munger says, somebody got the happy thought that they were paying the night shift by the hour, and that maybe if they paid them by the shift, the work would get done quicker. And lo and behold, that solution worked. So you always have to look at incentives and understand what's driving people and what's motivating them. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe so I can let you know as soon as I put out another video. It would really mean a lot to me, and I'd also really value your feedback. There's so much more to come. Thanks, and have a great time. I'll see you soon.